Welcome back, everyone. Today, in this video, I will be discussing about the Windows services that you should disable right now on your Windows 10 and Windows 11. Now, there are many unwanted services that are running in the background that you are not using, and somewhere they are utilizing the resources that can slow down the computer performance. Now, if I bring up my task manager and go to the performance, you can see the process, utilization, thread handle running background, the CPU and the memory usage. Now, this can be high because of the services, unwanted services that you are not using, but still they are running at the background. It's a better choice that you should go ahead and disable them so that these number of processes and threads should be reduced, and even the performance will be boosted. So, hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. You are watching Content Creator Pro, and I am Azal with you to show some tips and tricks to simplifying your current technology-related problem. So, let's start the tips. Okay, so what you will have to do, click on your Windows search, type services. Hit the Enter key. The services box will be up. Now, before disabling the services, there are a few things that you need to keep in your mind that many services will depend on your need, like Bluetooth, the fax, the printer. If you don't need it, you can disable it. But if you don't need it, if you don't use it, then you have to disable it. In between, I will let you know that what are the optional and that depend on you. The very first service that we have is the ActiveX Installer that is basically used for Internet Explorer, which we don't need anymore. What you will have to do, you need to double-click on it. From the startup type, you have to select the drop-down and choose Disabled and make sure the status has been stopped. Type, then you have to click on Apply, click on OK. Now you can scroll down. Then here you will find the BitLocker Drive encryption. The BitLocker Drive encryption is basically used to encrypt your drive. It can be a C drive or any other drive. If you don't need the BitLocker as well, if you have never used it, never planning to use it, then you also need to disable it. Double-click on it. From the drop-down of a startup type, choose it to disable. Make sure the status has been stopped then. Click on Apply, click on OK. Then you have the Bluetooth audio service, Bluetooth support service. Now, as I said, there will be a few services that will depend on you. If you don't need the Bluetooth, if you don't use Bluetooth on your device, you can go ahead and disable all of them. Do the same with the all kinds of Bluetooth here. Go ahead and disable them. Make sure that it has been stopped. Now, above, there's one more service that I missed, that is Assigned Access Manager service. Now, if you double-click on it, it says, Assigned Access Manager Support Kiosk Experience in Windows. Basically, it allows you to place the restriction on your computer, and this mode is not needed if you don't use a public-facing computer. Majority of the people, they do not use it, so you can also disable it. There is no need to run it. Click on Apply, click on OK. Now if you scroll down to the C section, you will find a service by the name Connected User Experience. This one. Now this is responsible for sending your usage and diagnostic data to the Microsoft server, which I think that is not required. It says Connected User Experience and Telemetry. From the startup type, choose it to disable. Click on Stop the service. Click on Apply and then click on OK. Now you have to again scroll down, and you have to look for the Diagnostic Execution service. Here it is. Now this is also not required because this is used for the troubleshooting which is not supported anymore. Click on Diagnostic Execution service. From the drop-down, choose it to disable. Make sure it's been stopped. Click on Apply, click on OK. Do the same with Diagnostic Policy service. Disable them. Click on Stop. Click on Apply, click on OK. Then you have the Diagnostic Service host. Do the same with it. Disable it. Apply OK. Then you have Diagnostic Service hosts. You have to disable them all. Then scroll down, and you have to come to the geolocation service. Now, the geolocation service is basically not required anymore because this is used for the mapping on your PC, which I guess none of the people use it. Again, double-click on the geolocation service. From the startup type, click on Disable. Click on Stop to stop the service, click on Apply, click on OK. Then you'll find the hyperway. Now many people use it, many people they do not use it. This is basically used for the virtual machine. It all depends on you. Many times it's also used for the virtualization, like running a Google Play Store or BlueStack on your computer. It's also optional. If you don't need it, you can disable it. But I won't recommend you to disable it. Keep it running. Then you have the IP helper. If you double-click on it, it says Provide connectivity using IP version 6. Now many people, majority of the people, they are using the IP version 4 and it's not required anymore. You can click on the startup type and again, disable it, click on Stop. Click on Apply, click on OK. Then you have to scroll down and look for Optimized Drive. Now you can disable it if you like to defrag your hard drive manually. If you don't want that there should be any optimization of your disk, your SSD automatically, which is also not recommended, then double-click on it and select to disable and stop the service. Click on Apply, click on OK. Then you will find the phone's service. Again, double-click on it. Now it says Manage the telephony state on the device. Basically, it handles the connection between your computer and the mobile devices. If you don't need such services where you have to use the mobile phone calling from your device from your Windows, there is no need to keep the service running. Rest, it's all up to you. If you use this service, you can leave it. But if you don't need, go ahead and disable it. Now, next we have the print spooler. If you don't use the printer on your computer or you're not planning to use the printer, then go ahead and disable the service as well. Now scroll down and you will find the remote desktop configuration. Now these remote desktop services are very important. What you need to keep in your mind that if you don't connect to any other computer remotely or you don't want that anybody can connect to your computer remotely, or if you are not connected to any domain where you have to use the remote desktop connection, then kindly go ahead and disable it because it will also help you to avoid any hacking. If you don't need it, again, go ahead and disable it. Make sure it's been stopped. Click on Apply, click on OK. Do the same with the remote desktop service. Disable it. Click on Apply, click on OK. Remote desktop services, user mood, port, redirector, you have to do the same. Disable it. Make sure it's been stopped. Click on Apply, click on OK. That's it what you have to do. Now next we have the sensor service. Again, scroll down and you will find a sensor service. Double-click on it. Now, it manages integration with the sensors like GPS and ambient light sensor. If you don't need such requirement, then go ahead and disable it. There is no need. Now don't worry in case in future, if you need any of the services, then you can come back to the services and re-enable it back. It won't affect your computer. Then you have the smart card, double-click on it. Now, these services are related to authentication on Windows devices, but you can disable them if you prefer using a keyboard for login. If you don't need the auto login or any SD card or a smart card, then you can go ahead and disable it. Again, this is optional. As I said, if you need the manual login from the keyboard, then you can go ahead and disable them. Click on Apply, click on OK. Do the same with the smart card device and administration service. Disable them. Click on Apply, click on OK. And also with the smart card removal policy. Go ahead and disable it. Click Apply, click on OK. OK, now next you have to come to the W section, and you have to look for the Windows biometric service. So double-click on it. Basically this service enables the fingerprint to unlock functionality on your laptop. So if you use the fingerprint lock and unlock option, then you can keep it as it is. But if you don't need the fingerprint login, then you can go ahead and disable this option. This is especially for the PC user, and even if you are using the laptop and you don't need the biometric scanning service, go ahead and disable it. Then you have to look for Windows Error Reporting Service. So scroll down, and here you'll find Windows Error Reporting Service. Now it will capture the event. Whenever you face any kind of error on Windows, or you want to generate the information about the error, that sent the report to the Microsoft for the further diagnostic. Now there is no need of this, and even it doesn't matter, if you send any kind of report, nothing help you out. Okay, I personally disabled the service, so you can also go ahead and disable it, if you don't need. So again, click on the startup type, choose it to disable, make sure the status has been stopped, for all the services whichever you are disabling, then you have to click on apply, click on OK. And now next you have to look for the work folder. Double click on it. Now this service is basically synchronized the services between the work computer and the personal computer. So again, if you're not connected to any kind of domain, or you are not in an office where you have connected multiple computers to each other, then there is no need to keep it on. Okay? So you can click on the startup type, click to disabled, apply, and then click on OK. Now you will also find the Xbox Access Management service. Double click on it. Now again, this is optional if you don't use the Xbox on your Windows, then go ahead and disable it. OK. So click on apply, click on OK. Do the same with all the Xbox services, and if you're not using the Xbox, no need to keep them on. Just go ahead and disable them all. So that's all guys for today. So these are the services that you will have to disable. And once you have disabled them, and the next time when you will restart the computer, and again go to the Task Manager, and go to the Performance tab, you will find that there will be a lot of drop in the processes, thread in the handle, and even the high CPU and the memory usage problem will be fixed. Now additionally, as a bonus tip, is still if you have the high CPU or the memory usage, I would also recommend to disable the service by the name CIS main. Okay? So you can go ahead and look for CIS main, double click on it, and again click on disable, click on stop. Click on apply, click on OK. So once you have made all these changes, do not forget to go ahead and restart the computer, and surely you will find the differences, because it makes sense. If you are disabling the services that are running in the background whichever you're not using, so after that there will be a drop in the process, that will be boosting up the performance. So that's all guys for today. Hopefully you will find this video helpful, and if yes, do not forget to like and subscribe, and I see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.